Hey, good afternoon to you. Welcome on this Tuesday. Ready to go on the 7th day of April, 2015, and our 42nd day together. Fun and frolic here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We thank you for being with us. Again, we dedicate each show at the top of the show. We make no qualms about it. Unashamedly do we tell you that we will dedicate this show to the Lord Jesus who hung on the cross for all of us. And none of us deserve that, of course. Bible verse of the day, Psalms 32, 7 through 11. I am your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble and surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me. Whoo! I'm your hiding place. I will protect you from trouble. Surround you with songs of deliverance. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you and watch over you. Rejoice in me. Psalms 32, verses 7 through 11. And that's our Bible verse of the day to start the show. Woo! Lots going on. We've got basketball. We got baseball. We got a Tennessee basketball update. Interesting scenario for a young man who came to town last week. So we'll tell you all about that. He was kind of put into the old frying pan, if you will. Our guest today will be checking in with Doug Fritz a little bit later on in the show and find out a baseball and high school update here in the Tri-Cities and the region. See who's red hot after what? We talked to him 2 weeks ago, so 2 weeks later, who's still playing some good baseball and softball. Clark Powers joins us, the athletic director from Tri-Cities Christian. There we go. Tri-Cities Christian. He'll join us at 2 o'clock. And then also a little bit later on in the show, our buddy Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. We were there earlier today and getting ready for racing and announcing activities next week. And so it's busy, but it's a fun time for everybody there. It's very, very hectic. But, again, they love it because the race fans are coming to town. Woo, number 5, Mike Krzyzewski. Only John Wooden has more championships. Say what you want.
Fill up a hand.
Man, oh, man. Say what you want. The guy can coach, and he did coach our Olympic basketball to a gold medal. So this guy – he's not John Wooden, but he's close. He's got 5 national championships under his belt as the Dukies beat Wisconsin 68-63. Who was the MVP? Was it Justice?
No, Tyrus Jones.
Tyrus Jones?
Yep, was the most outstanding player of the Final Four.
Oh, I thought you said it was Winslow.
I thought it was too, but no.
Tyrus Jones?
Tyrus Jones
All
is
right.
the most outstanding player of the Final Four.
Now, you were telling me the Wisconsin coach was doing a little whining, crying. Is that right?
Yes, he was.
All right. What's the story with him, you reckon?
Okay, he was sitting here, and after the ball game, CBS asked him what was the difference down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, well, I told these guys how proud I was of them, and it's not – and it's just a situation where you just have to be able to handle all the hands and the checking. I mean, all the body contact. There was more body contact in this game than any game that we played in all year. I just feel sorry for my guys that all of a sudden a game was played like that. You know?
Go ahead and get it.
It was both ways. I mean, but both sides had to do that. So, I mean, both sides played the game the way the referees called it. So, you know, he can cry all he wants, but, you know, it is what it is. They lost.
That's a great sound effect. That's good. Yeah. Well, yeah, okay. I'm right there with you. I didn't see much
Now,
of the
I will
game.
say that, yeah, there was a very physical game, and I thought there maybe been some calls that could have gone the other way. As a matter of fact, there was one late in the game where the ball went out of bounds, and it sure looked like to me, and on the replay, that the very tips of Winslow's fingers, pushed the ball out of bounds. Yet they gave it back to Duke, and Duke went down and scored a 3-pointer, which really put the game out of reach at that point.
You mean Wisconsin?
I'm sorry, yeah. So I mean,
Wisconsin went out and hit a 3 after.
No. Duke got the ball. They should have stayed with Wisconsin, and it went to Duke, and they went down and scored a 3-pointer and went up 8 points with a minute to go, and that was all she wrote.
Well, I was all set. I was telling the horse a few minutes ago, I was all set, sit down right here in front of the screen, got me some popcorn, popped up, ready to go. I was going to enjoy the last 15, 20 minutes, actually the second half of the game. I don't know, something wrong with this stupid computer. And
now my technically challenged foe over here.
Yeah. So, well, no, it's not me. You said it's the computer.
It was the computer, but you could have got up and come over to the other side.
Well, I didn't know that. I know you told me it's a system-wide problem.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I
you
didn't.
did too, because I would have had enough sense to get up. If I knew that computer was working over there, one you use, I'd have got up, went around the table, and I'd have sit down.
Okay, well, common sense. Well, I'm watching stuff over here all the time.
Common sense will tell you, because I heard in the back of my brain, Horace saying, I can't help you fix this.
I can't. I don't know that. That's
a green screen.
That's a software issue that's beyond my
everything I flip up over here,
abilities.
if I watch any kind of video on not just the ESPN, anything I want to watch, even Facebook stuff, if somebody sent a video to watch, it's all the screen goes green.
It's a flash player or something issue,
Yeah.
and I've reloaded it. We've updated it. We've done everything, and it still didn't work. So I don't know. I'm out of there.
I get that sledgehammer. I'll give it a flash player. So anyway, I'm sitting there ready to go. I'm going to watch it. And I get this stupid green screen, and so I sit and listen to the audio.
But did you even think about trying another computer?
No, because I know you
Yeah,
told me.
I did not tell you that.
I would have had enough sense.
Somebody else
trust
may
me.
have told you that, but it wasn't me.
I am a proud college graduate. I had enough sense to get up and go, gosh, let me get up there and walk around and see if it works on this one. But I didn't because I know you told me it was a system-wide problem.
No.
So, or you did or 220 did. Somebody told me that. So anyway, I sit over here. I had a bunch of work I had to do anyway, but I listened to the audio part of it. And
Well, it was a system problem. It was a system on that computer,
yeah.
but not a system-wide.
Yeah, I know you told me that because I would have had enough sense to get up and go over there, check the screen. However, I'm listening to which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I get an old radio guy to not see the video, to listen to the audio. It sounded like to me that they were the announcers that I heard on the ESPN. I don't know who they were. They never did identify themselves, but on the ESPN website, they were very much pro-Wisconsin. They wanted the Badgers to win that game. It sounded in their tone of voice, and when they finally looked like they had to concede the Duke was going to win, it almost sounded they were. They sounded disappointed that the Badgers weren't going to pull it off. So,
well, in many respects, I think Wisconsin was favored, and Duke was the underdog.
Duke was underdog. Yeah. So anyway, smoke is cleared. Duke's the national champion again for the 5th time for Mike Krzyzewski, and Wisconsin had a great run. Kentucky fans ran into a couple of those yesterday. They're still smarting. They are not happy campers.
I'm just going to say, I told you so, man.
Yep.
I predicted that one.
Yep. And Calipari comes out today and says probably anywhere from 5 to 7 Wildcats going to be going to the NBA. Now, before you get out your hanky and start crying for the Wildcats, you need to see what they've got coming in next year.
I'm sure they got a bunch coming in.
The number 1 recruiting class in America is going back to UK. So, I did go back and I kind of ciphered on it a little bit, watching it, because that's the other thing. It worked on Saturday night because I sat there and watched the Kentucky-Wisconsin game. Now the stupid thing don't work, but looking back, Kentucky did. Why did they not pound that ball inside? I know it's a moot point that's over. It's done and gone, but I went back and
because they are arrogant. They thought they could handle it. They're single-minded players.
I may have to agree because I thought, man, and I don't even think it's Calipari. I think this did what they wanted to do.
I said he couldn't coach them down the stretch.
I think
they were going to do their own thing, and you couldn't
right.
stop them.
I think to a certain degree you are right because I went back and I thought about that game. I'm thinking, here these big guys inside, and they don't even pound it to them. They're shooting. Harrison's shooting those little runners down the paint. But anyway, then someone would say, look, these guys only lost 1 game all year. They had a heck of a run. So, but that was in. This is now congratulations to the Dukies. Now tonight, UConn at 37-1, Notre Dame at 36-2, 8:30 tonight on ESPN. And guess which computer I'll be sitting at tonight to watch the stupid game? That one. Now that it's not a system-wide problem. There you go. So I'm going to watch this one tonight. You think Notre Dame's got something for them, don't you?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think Connecticut, in a lot of respects, those girls have the same mentality that Kentucky did in the men's team. Now, they play more as a team. Don't get me wrong. The girls basketball is more of a team sport than boys basketball any day of the week. But I think they're got that we're immune syndrome. So I think Notre Dame, if Kentucky goes in there with a little bit of arrogance, Notre Dame may just bring them down a notch.
Gino is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your I don't like list. So you don't like Gino. Now, do you respect him as a coach? You just don't like his arrogance? You don't even like him as a coach?
I'm 50-50 on the coach because a lot of his arrogance comes from some of his coaching, and I'm just not – I'm not sold on it. I mean, I will give him his credit. I mean, he's won championship after championship. He's got a girls program up there that seems to be very dominant. And supposedly he's made up with Pat Head Summit. But, if she was not in her current condition, would that be the same? I mean, would he have, still be his old self? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not sold on him.
Yeah. I gathered that. Okay, so anyway, they're playing tonight, 8:30. They're going to tip it up and go.
I'm
and of course,
UT fan. Can you tell?
I gathered that. Yeah. And that's okay. But, again, Gino is Gino, whether you like the guy or not. He has a perfect record with the title on the line, winning all 9 of UConn's trips to the national championship. Now, think about that. Guy's 9-0 in the big game. You know, some coaches gag it in the big game. Some don't. This guy, a win tonight with the Huskies would be a 3rd straight title for UConn and the 10th overall for Gino. That would tie him with UCLA men's coach John Wooden for the most all-time in college basketball. Now, let me go on record and say I'm one of the biggest fans anywhere of John Wooden. Love to read his stuff and just how he conducted himself. So for that reason, I don't want him to win tonight. I don't want Gino to win. I don't want him to be on the same plateau with John Wooden. I mean, John Wooden he's up there for me. He's up in the balcony in the game of life. So I want John Wooden to still be a standalone as far as wins and losses and everything we're talking about here. But, again, you can't knock Gino. He's 9-0. I didn't know that. Trip to the national championship. That's pretty strong. The head coach of the UConn Lady Huskies. Say hello to Sarah this afternoon, would you please, Sarah and the Apester?
How you doing, Sarah?
And the Apester.
And Miss Apester.
There we go. We stopped by there yesterday at Bracken Paving, Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, and threw down a challenge to the Apester. And I asked her one Elvis question, and I had her going too. You know how I can do that. I can tweak you. I had her tweaked pretty good, and so I got a text last night over at Elvis trivia question. She said, I asked her, where did the Elvis meet the Beatles? Did they ever meet each other? And so she got on the internet and she answered the question on the top of her head, which was wrong. No, actually she was right, and I told her she was wrong. So anyway, she went home last night and sent me a text from the article where she found the answer. So I said I would say hello to the Apester today from Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Tomorrow I will go 5 for 5. Today I talked to Richard Isaacs this morning about the quiz show. I said, Hoss, just go ahead and give it to me because I'm going to go 5 for 5, Jack. I'm going to do it. And that's going to happen today with Richard Isaacs from Kingsport Cabinetry. Tomorrow, this quiz show will be a 10 up there because I'll get a 9 today, 10 tomorrow, and the Bracken Paving Asphalt Maintenance scoreboard. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You said this time yesterday. I said Gator. I'm going to take Gator down. No.
I'm right more than I'm wrong.
Let me see here. 5 for 8 and 1 for 8. So, enough said.
We'll see.
Enough said. Hall of Fame college basketball, Kentucky coach John Calipari. Spencer Haywood. I used to have a basketball card, Spencer Haywood, heading up this year's list of 11 inductees to the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Also, 2 former WNBA star Lisa Leslie, longtime referee Dick Bavetta, Celtic star JoJo Whiteboy, he could play, Boston coach Tommy Heinsohn, 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year Dikembe Mutombo, former coach George Raveling, ex-Kentucky and ABA star Louis Dampier, Australian player and coach Lindsey Gaze, and John Isaacs. And so all this is going to be happening September the 10th at Springfield, Massachusetts. All these are going in to the Basketball Hall of Fame, again in Springfield, Massachusetts. That's on my bucket list to go. You ever been to any of the Hall of Fames? Baseball or basketball or football?
No, I don't think I have. That might be on my bucket list too.
Together?
No, to go to try to hit them.
I know, but to go together or just go?
Just go.
Well, that's a subtle hint. Man, it's like a Bays Mountain picnic. Together? No, separate. Gotcha. And I'm right there with him. I like him, but nah, we'll just go separately and come back and talk about it. So you go, Mrs. V.
You know, I haven't even been to the Women's College Basketball Hall of Fame. Just
in Knoxville?
No.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Man, that's a good place.
I haven't. Yeah, I just now. Yeah, it just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Mrs. V and I may have to go.
Bucket list.
Weekend trip.
Calhoun's and the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in Knoxville, right down the road. Baseball from yesterday, the Redlegs out of the gate. Print those World Series tickets, 5-2 over the Buccos. Frazier goes deep. Johnny Cueto had a heck of an outing.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Yes. I was thinking about you and I read the box score thinking, yep, Horace is wrong. Cueto.
I'm not wrong yet because the issue hasn't been resolved yet.
See, 7 innings, that would give him 21 batters he faced, struck out 10 of them. So he struck out half the field
Almost
he faced.
Half, yeah.
Gave up 4 hits. They got 2 runs off of someone later on. Jumbo Diaz got the so where you got the run from? Let's see. No, they got all Greg. Got Greg in relief. But, again, Cueto had a heck of an outing. Reds win 5-2. We sat here and made fun of the Braves yesterday.
They win.
They win.
But who they beat?
Well, they beat the Marlins, but
Yeah.
they won. So 2-1 Bravos.
2-1.
Yeah. Colorado beat Milwaukee 10-0. Boston shuts out Philadelphia 8-0. Mets beat Washington 3-1. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, as we said, 5-2. Giants beat Arizona 5-4. And our tie-breaking bet, we were tied 41-41 of the March Madness. And it was I took the Dodgers and he took San Diego, and Dodgers win 6-3. Tommy Boy's got the bet, so we'll be eating good at Braden's Barbecue one day next week. Yeah, well, maybe not next week's race week, maybe the week after, because next week going to be wide open. Monday in the American League, Toronto over the Yankees 6-1. Detroit blanking Minnesota 4-0. Tampa Bay Baltimore over Tampa Bay 6-2. Royals over the White Sox 10-1. Seattle beat the Angels 4-1. Houston shuts out Cleveland 2-0, and the A's beat Texas 8-0. Today in Major League Baseball in the National League, we've got Atlanta at Miami. The Cardinals against the Cubbies tonight at Wrigley. Wyman's already saying, wait till next year. They played one game. They played one game. Wyman's saying, hey, man, wait till next year.
Yeah, but if their ace pitcher laid an egg, what's the rest of them going to do?
Wow. That's pitiful. After the first game, the guy's thrown in the towel. Colorado at Milwaukee, the Giants at Arizona, and San Diego at Dodger Stadium for Game 2 of that series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. In the American League, Baltimore at Tampa Bay tonight, Texas at Oakland, and the Angels on the left coast against Seattle. So, again, Reds win yesterday 5-2. Cueto got the win. They're off today and playing again tomorrow night in Cincinnati in Game 2 of that set. So, lots going on to talk about around the region here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Our show being brought to you by the good folks from Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Paving, Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, home of the Gator Man, Bristol Motor Speedway, American Import and Auto Repair, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, and again by our good friends at Bristol Motor Speedway. So coming up at the bottom of the hour, we got Richard Isaacs with the quiz show. Also right around the rest of this hour is going to be taken up with Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press, talking baseball and softball. Hour number 2, Clark Powers, the athletic director of Tri-Cities Christian, is going to check in, give us an update there. Also, Drew Bedard will join us a little bit later on from Bristol Motor Speedway. All that happening today on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So we will take a break, come right back. We'll jump into some local sports. I've got 1, 2, 3 no-hitters yesterday in local high school baseball. Big day for pitchers yesterday in the region. We'll tell you all about our baseball and softball results from yesterday. Today looks a little iffy with all the rain, but we'll give you all of yesterday's results in baseball and softball right after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 5. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Give up. Give it up.
I gotta
stick with your day job.
I gotta have some drumsticks. It's driving me nuts.
Well, you're not even in sync.
I'm not.
No. There you go. Yeah.
I can do it. They call me Ringo back home. That's the Tom Tyler Sports Show. Thank you for being with us. I get a text during the break. Wyman says, "I told you during training camp to wait till next year." I love that guy. He is hilarious. Wait till next year. And they're not even broke training camp yet. But that's just sad to be a fan and already give up before they even start the first game of the regular season. But they'll be back at Wrigley tonight. There'll be the Cubbies and the Cardinals game 2 of that series. Yesterday, high school baseball, 2 no-hitters. 2 no-nos. Another guy struck out 10, and then you had another gentleman, actually 3 guys combined to throw a perfect game. So we'll start first. Sullivan South, Matt Montgomery threw a no-hitter. South 15-0 win over Johnson County. That happened up in Mountain City yesterday. Sullivan East beat Happy Valley. Hunter Stratton threw a no-hitter as Sullivan East beat Happy Valley 6-1. 12 strikeouts. Also had a 2-run homer to help his cause. So Hunter Stratton for Sullivan East had a no-no yesterday. Matt Montgomery had a Sullivan South no-hitter yesterday, or a no-no as we call it, for the South Rebels. Hampton shuts out and defeats University High 4-0. Stone Hutchinson struck out 10 batters while allowing only 3 hits and leading the Bulldogs of Hampton to a victory over University High in action yesterday. Then you have Zane Potter, Zane Britton, and Troy Hall combined to throw a perfect game as the Huskies made quick work of Cloudland 10-0, the final there. So big day yesterday in high school baseball, 3 no-hitters in one day. I don't know if that's a record or not.
That's tough. I mean,
wow.
It'd be historically, we have to go back a ways.
I would think so.
To determine that.
So that tells me either A, we got really good pitching around here, or B, we got really weak hitting teams. I don't know which one it is. I would have to go with A, that we got some pretty strong pitching. Anytime, the old rule of thumb, our buddy Larry Kaiser, we'll talk about him in a little while, former minor league pitcher, almost to the bigs, played at North Carolina, pitched at DB, heck of a pitcher, always tells me good pitching will be good hitting any day. And you'll see that more times than not, particularly in the playoffs and World Series. So I would skew towards really good pitching this year. 3 no-hitters in one day in our region. Science Hill beat Daniel Boone 6-2. Let's see, Dobbins Minute beats Tennessee High 11-3. Volunteer over Sullivan North 7-6. Unicoi County doubles up Elizabeth in baseball 10-5. We told you the East Happy Valley score. East wins at 6-1. South blanking Johnson Counties, we told you 15-0. Hampton over University High 4-zip. South Green shuts out Unaka 1-0, and North Green over Cloudland 10-0 yesterday in high school baseball. Now in softball, Dobbins Minute beats Daniel Boone 5-2. It was North Green over Sullivan South 11-1. Crockett beat Crockett. There's a typo. Crockett beat Crockett 11-1. I can't remember who they were playing, but that's obviously a typo. Cherokee beat Volunteer 5-4. Sullivan East ladies over Sullivan Central 9-7. And that's the scores we have from softball from yesterday. So congratulations again to Matt Montgomery of South, Hunter Stratton of Sullivan East, Stone Hutchinson of Hampton, and then for North Green, a perfect game trio, Zane Potter, Zane Britton, and Troy Hall. All had a combination of a no-no and a perfect game for North Green in high school baseball. All right, so I am a coach, in this case the coach, University of Tennessee. I've invited you in for a recruiting trip. This happened last week. True story. Coming out of the give credit, props to the Times News, Kingsport Times News. Imagine interviewing for a job the same day your boss gets fired. Rob Gray comes to town on the 27th, which should have been, whatever it have been. It been last Friday. Good Friday. Comes to town for a, that's not right, is it? Yeah, on Friday. March the 27th, the junior college point guard's official visit to Tennessee, overlapping with the firing of the man who brought him in, Donnie Tyndall. He said, Thursday night I had dinner with Coach Tyndall and his staff. The next morning he gets fired. Can you imagine? You have dinner the night before, and you call your mom and your dad and say, man, Mom, Dad, I like this guy. He's pretty good, or I don't like this guy, whatever. Yeah. Next morning, gets up, flips on the TV in the hotel. His coach been fired. 6'2", 190-pound redshirt freshman left Howard College in Big Spring, Texas to go to Knoxville. Team he was hoping to get to know was suddenly shrouded in uncertainty. He's still interested in Tennessee. He likes Rick Barnes. Wow. Met with him. Yeah. Tennessee needs a point guard. Gray averaged 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists this past season. Shot 48% from the field, 36% from the three-point line, and 80% from the free throw line. Sign this guy up. What's his name? Rob Gray. By the way, he has 3 years of eligibility remaining. Because
now, where did he come from?
He is coming from Howard College in Big Spring, Texas.
Okay, so he's coming from Texas, and so's his new coach.
Yeah.
Think about that.
He's got 3 years of eligibility remaining. Yeah, because he sat out last year with a left foot fracture. So he may hang around.
Yeah.
But imagine coming for a job interview, and the guy interviews you that night over dinner. The next day you get up, he's been fired. That's terrible. All right, let's see who's leaving the Tennessee men's basketball team. Well, we told you, Friday? Tariq Owens is out. He's gone. The only player so far. Now, they've got one that says, no, I'm staying. I like this guy. Admiral Schofield is the name of this gentleman. 6'5", 210-pound, 3-star forward out of Illinois. Wanted to see who the Vols hired before deciding if he should ask to be released from the letter of intent he signed back in November. And so he has said, nope, I'm going to hang. Also, Shambari Phillips, UT's other 2015 signee. He's going to stay. A 6'4", 185-pound guard from Wheeler High School in Tucker, Georgia, says he likes Barnes being hired, and he's going to stay too. So that's good news. So he only lost one. Tariq Owens, again, 6'11", wasn't getting much playing time anyway, so he's moving on. But
no. Like I said, that's one of them situations where you weren't going to please him anyways.
Who, Owens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be I kind of got that idea that he didn't give the guy a chance. He was out anyway. These other guys met with Coach Barnes and said, I'm going to stay, but this guy said, I'm out. So it didn't matter who they brought in, he was out.
He didn't want to toe the line because the line's going to start to be towed.
I'm thinking the same thing. There's more to that one. But anyway, he's gone. And, again, Admiral Schofield is staying. And also Bembari Phillips looks like he's going to honor his commitment and stay. And then we hope Rob Gray stays after his really bizarre incident last week as a recruit at the University of Tennessee. One of our great sponsors here, the good folks at Max Medismart. May I brag on Dr. Barry Walton for just a second? He'll be with us tomorrow on his regular visit. And, again, if you're out there bebopping around and you hurt yourself, roll an ankle, bust an elbow, pick the reason, need a splint, or if you need some kind of a device that would help you, then you can go to the durable medical equipment portion of Max Medismart, and it's there, and you can have that and have it done very, very quickly. We're talking about picking up wraps for your back, your shoulder, ankle brace, knee brace, elbow braces. They also have wheelchairs if it's gotten really bad and you have surgery, you need a wheelchair, compression socks, crutches, heating pads, walkers. My buddy Tim Smith down at American Import Auto Repair fell up on the ice up in Pittsburgh last month in the snow and broke his foot. And so he's on crutches when you think of it. And he said, man, these are uncomfortable. You ever had to be on crutches?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No fun.
No.
Hurts right underneath your arms, right? Yeah.
Give me a wheelchair, baby.
Yeah, it is what it is. There you go. Here's what it is. Shower benches, grab bars, toilet seat risers, lift chairs, all these available. Heating pads, crutches, as we said, compression socks at Max Medicine Mart. Also, you have a full line of Burt's Bees products. You ever had any Burt's Bees?
Burt's Bees lip balm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, lip balm.
Yeah.
I got that. That was my first thing out. Lip balm, hand salve. I can see.
I'm just a lip balm guy. When it gets chapped, that's it.
When's your birthday? It's coming up in May, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beeswax hand cream for you, cowboy.
Beeswax.
Oh, yeah, with a little red bow on it. Here, Horace, here's some beeswax hand cream, and maybe I can give you right from Max Medicine Mart, thanks to Hosey. The Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen for sensitive people, which you clearly are.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He pegged you out early with that.
So that's
you're going to recycle. That's what you're going to do. Recycle a tube of Blue Lizard.
I'm keeping that. Are you kidding me? When I go to the pool this summer, I'm going to slather that stuff on. Facial scrub, that's what you need from Burt's Bees and Max Medicine Mart. Diaper ointment, no, not so much. Skip over that. Moisturizing cream at Max Medicine Mart. They have all these in the Burt's Bees products. And also don't forget, this month they have the Blue Bonnet product line. Everything Blue Bonnet is 20% off, again, this month at Max Medicine Mart. So make tracks to max, and you do. We have a new coach at Virginia Commonwealth University, college basketball update. You have the Will Wade.
Will Wade from UTC.
Yeah, from University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, is now the new coach at Virginia Commonwealth, leaving the Moccasins and going, as we said, to VCU to replace Shaka Smart, who went from VCU to Texas. So there you go. That's the very, very latest in the world of college basketball. And, of course, Krzyzewski bringing home number 5. Would you equate him as one of the all-time greats in college basketball coaching?
Which one?
Krzyzewski.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, facts don't lie. He brought in his 5th national championship on a team.
He's right up there with Wooten.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Well, no, we don't want to go that far. I like Wooten, but he's a great coach. But
well,
no. I'm sorry. It's Gino I don't want to get there with. Yeah, no, you're right. I like Krzyzewski. My bad. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd have to say all-time greatest coaches. Yeah, you'd be right there. Krzyzewski. Of course, I was trying to think guys who brought home national championships. Rick Pitino's got a couple. Denny Crum, the coach at Louisville at one point, brought home a couple. Who am I leaving out? I'm going to leave out an obvious. I do this all the time. Kentucky. Joe B. Hall brought home a national championship. Of course, Pitino brought home at least one, I think, with UK. So there's a lot of guys that have gotten 1 or 2 or 3 national championships, but Krzyzewski by himself now 5 and trails only the late John Wooden. So
did I ever tell you that he ran into me?
John Wooden or Krzyzewski?
No, Krzyzewski.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
We were in Little Rock, Manchild and I. He was playing AAU basketball. And we'd finished up a ball game, and I was standing outside, and Krzyzewski came out talking on his cell phone, watching where he was going, and just walked right into me.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Literally just hit you.
Literally walked right into me.
And you said?
I said, "Excuse me, I'm sorry." And he looked at me and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my fault. I wasn't paying attention," and just kept on going.
She's brushed with fame.
My brush with
the tree trunk. The tree trunk got hit by Krzyzewski.
But I would never have been there if it hadn't been for the man-child playing ball.
Sitting there minding his own business, and Krzyzewski walks into him.
Yeah.
I love it. That's good stuff. So, how does that happen? How can somebody walk into you? You're 6'9".
I'm not 6'9".
You're a big old boy, big old wide body youngin, big strapping lad, as they say back home. So
I was out front. I was waiting on Preston to come out. And next thing I know, someone's running in the back of me, and it was Coach K.
Oh, me, oh, my. He's a piece of work. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. Richard Isaacs is due to join us next with a quiz show. Again, be prepared. It'll be a 5 for 5 day, baby. I guarantee it. We'll have that for you coming up next right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here.
On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, got a text from Greg Taylor, says no drumsticks allowed. It wasn't very nice. Wasn't very Christian-like. So, Ringo, they call me. And we're back here again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and we are ready to go. To the phone we go. Our buddy Richard from the Kingsport Cabinetry. Good morning, or actually in this case, good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good, Tom. How are you, buddy?
Just fine, sir. He's on the road. And, hey, before we get to the quiz show, tell me about Kingsport Cabinetry. It's a neat place. A lot of folks doing some spring fix-up and needing some new cabinetry or some different things. And tell us how you can help us.
Well, Tom, anything that you need in the cabinet or countertop line, we can take care of for you. We got a great shop there, in-house shop. We do a lot of custom work. We do a lot of residential as well as commercial work. So you can see our work all over the Tri-Cities. Anybody wants to take a look at the quality that we do, we've done bunches and bunches of work for the Marriott Meadowview Convention Center when they built the big addition on there. We've done the two Wendy's, the new Wendy's in Kingsport. I'm heading to the Veterans Hospital right now for a project. We got East Coast Wings out there in Kingsport across from Target, doing Grandfather Mountain Country Club right now. So that's just a few off the top of my head. If anybody'd like to take a look at some of our work so you can know the quality of work that our shop puts out.
What kind of wood do you typically use? Cherry cabinets? What's the most common type of wood you do to make cabinets?
Probably oak or cherry.
Neat.
Yeah, that's the two most common probably we use.
Give me one that's somebody kind of off the wall that you've used before, a wood.
We don't use a whole lot of off-the-wall stuff. Hickory's a little bit wild. You know, sometimes people want hickory, and that's got a wild grain. You got to want a lot of variation to use hickory wood, that's for sure.
How long have you been in the cabinetry business?
I don't even want to talk about it, Tom. So, about 30 years now.
Wow. So when you need cabinetry, here's a man knows what's going on. This is not his first rodeo, so you can give him a call.
You know, I was young when I started.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 30 years. But
using the
I worked through college trying to learn. I earned my way through college doing cabinetry. So I started a long time ago.
There you go. Does a great job. Again, Kingsport Cabinetry. The phone number to call to find out more and tell us how we can get a hold of you.
The office number is 423-247-6134. And my cell number, if you don't catch me in the office, is 423-292-2854.
There you go. And they are working on a website, so there'll be a website at some point down the line. So very, very good. We are excited about that. Kingsport Cabinetry, been at it for 30 years. And, again, a lot of folks doing some spring fix-up and remodeling, and that'd be the man to call and get a free quote from him from Kingsport Cabinetry. Now we're ready for the quiz show. I want to play for Kevin Brickey today. Kevin's all over my Facebook page saying he likes us, likes the show. Kevin Brickey in Kingsport. So hit the music. Here we go. I love it. All righty, we're playing for Kevin. Kevin getting free oil change from American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Also a free haircut, get his ears lowered at Cherokee Barbershop. Also, he will get, if he goes 5 for 5, he will ring in with a, the passes to Bays Mountain Park, and also he gets some free food from Braden's Barbecue if he goes 5 for 5. So here we go. Let's see if we can go. And Richard, fire away. Question number 1.
All right, Tom. Well, we saw a great game last night for the national championship. So let's start off with the men's national championship trivia question, okay?
All right, here we go.
All right, true or false? The Oregon Ducks won the first NCAA national championship game in 1939 by defeating Ohio State. True or false?
Now, am I looking for Ohio State or Oregon? I'm looking for Oregon. Was the one that won the
Oregon defeated Ohio State in 1939 to win the first national championship.
Oregon defeats Ohio State for the first. Man, that is an obscure two teams.
Hey,
I'll
you should
say.
remember this. You're that old. I mean, come on.
Oh,
You watched it, didn't you, Tom?
yeah, I did. I was watching it. Thank you. Thank you, boys. Appreciate that very much.
Just watching it, you just can't remember who won.
That comes with age, man. You lose your mind.
I'm gonna say true.
Good job, Tom. Then your memory did come back.
All right, here we go. Question number 2.
All right. Question number 2. Let's do another basketball. NCAA basketball. Women's basketball. Last season's women's national championship game between UConn and Notre Dame was the first national championship game between two undefeated teams. True or false?
First women's national championship involving two undefeated teams was last year. You're asking true or false, is that right?
That's right.
I'll say true.
Good job.
Hey! Yeah. All right.
You too, buddy.
Baby,
Yeah.
I'm rolling. I'm cooking with propane. All right, here we go. Number 3.
You are. All right. Let's go do a little baseball now, okay?
Uh-oh, yeah. Okay.
All right. Now, you might have seen this game for all I know.
Now, wait a minute.
Sasquatch League, I'm sure.
All right. If you remember, Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's record of 60 home runs when he hit his 61st home run. Tracy Stallard threw the pitch to Roger Maris. Now, the question is, true or false? Tracy Stallard is from Coburn, Virginia,
That
my
would
hometown.
Coburn, Virginia, Tracy Stallard, that would be true.
Woo! Yeah, you are on a roll, buddy.
Oh,
you
yeah.
saw that game, probably, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I was in the third row eating popcorn
There
watching
you
that
go.
game.
You were there.
That's exactly right. Eating Cracker Jacks.
All right.
Woo!
Okay. We're all over the place today. Let's do a little NASCAR. How about that?
NASCAR. All right. Oh, no.
NASCAR's coming to Bristol, baby.
You got
All
it.
right. Okay. Number 4 question. Dale Jr.'s first NASCAR win came at Texas Motor Speedway in 2000. True or false?
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s first victory on the Cup circuit came at Texas Motor Speedway in 2000. That is false. What?
No, it's true.
Oh, gosh.
Come on.
Oh, so
I'm going to go back and
close.
double check that because I thought he won his first race. He won in Martinsville. All right, but I'll go. I missed that one. Dadgummit. All right. Number 5.
right.
That's a really stupid question there, Richard. So go.
There's a trend
Yeah,
here.
they're all stupid.
That's
when you
right.
miss them, aren't they?
You got it. All right.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about King Sports.
All right.
King Sports became a chartered city in 1937. True or false?
Something tells me it was earlier than that. I'm going to say that is false.
You're absolutely correct.
Hey, all right.
Hey, 4 out of 5. Now, I'll tell you the reason I threw that in there, because King Sports actually became a chartered city in 1917, and there's been a little bit of talk already going on about the centennial coming up in 2017. So we will be 100 years old in 2017.
There you go. 100
If
years
anybody
old.
cares.
Yeah, Tom remembers that too.
Yeah, you should have remembered that, Tom. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I'm going to check
All
your.
right.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Before
you
you get.
did pretty good today.
Before you all
4 out of
go,
5.
I'm going to check this here real quick before you hang up.
Oh, please do.
I'm
Yeah.
getting on Dale Jr. because I went 4 for 5. I'm going to see where his first win was. I was not thinking it was Texas, but we'll see here. Scanning. Let's see here. Don't go too far. Let's see. His first win doesn't say. I'll have to go back. Yeah, dude. His best finish was first win. I'll be a son of a gun. Dadgum, you're high, Richard Isaacs. Yep, 1998 Coca-Cola 300 in Texas. Okay, all right. Hit the stupid theme song music, would you please, Richard?
Yeah.
Good job, man. I love you. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right, love you, buddy. Take care.
All right. Good. Oh, what a stupid. Why did I not get that? God, sorry, Kevin Bricky went 4 for 5. Junior, I could have sworn he won his first race in Martinsville, but he won in Texas, the Coca-Cola 300, and so we'll chalk it up as another stupid question here on the quiz show. So,
how many stupid questions have you missed?
Oh, that was. I mean, I'm like you. I know enough about Junior to be dangerous. I could have sworn he won his first one in Martinsville, but he didn't. Richard was right and I was wrong, and when I'm wrong, I concede it. Not gracefully, but I conceded. So anyway, he got me 4 for 5, so that number 8 stays there till tomorrow. That's an automatic tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Elvis thing. Take it to the bank.
Was this 4 weeks in a row now? It's been automatic, and you haven't made it automatic
It's automatic, baby. You can take it to the bank. Cowboys going to take it home tomorrow. 5
I'm
for 5.
Find you an Elvis bobblehead. Stick it over there.
She's got one on her computer.
Does she really?
Oh, yeah, got an Elvis bobblehead. You walk into the place, there's magnets, signs, pictures inside her part of the office at Bracken Paving. Oh, yeah, it's like a shrine to Elvis. But she has a little bobblehead there on top of her computer. So
does she have a velvet Elvis?
She probably does. I didn't see it, but she may have it. But she got her bobblehead for sure. But anyway, tomorrow's it's a 5 for 5, no problem. Count it, take it to the bank. I'm going to smoke them tomorrow. Yeah. Coming up next, Doug Fritz will join us from the Johnson City Press. We got an update on softball and baseball again. As we told you earlier in the show, we had 3 no-hitters yesterday. Let's give you those names again. It's well worth repeating. Matt Montgomery of Sullivan South, a no-hitter over Johnson County. Hunter Stratton, a no-hitter for Sullivan East over Happy Valley. Stone Hutchinson struck out 10, didn't get a no-hitter, but struck out 10 and allowed only 3 hits for Hampton over University High. But Zane Potter, Zane Britton, and Troy Hall, a perfect game, trio perfect game, North Green over Cloudland in high school baseball. We'll get an update from our buddy Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press. He joins us coming up next. That's a really stupid question. I'm mad now. God,
I thought it was a great question.
I
thought it was a great question.
I'd rather go 0 for 5 to get that close and not win.
The best thing about it, it's a NASCAR junior question.
And here I am. I should have known the most popular driver in the sport, and I blow the question. Stupid question. All right, we'll be right back with Doug Fritz right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this.
Danger.
You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
Got a nice text from Greg Taylor. His wife said she's not used to seeing you on the radio, funny-looking West Virginia boy. Ha. Well, man, I'm feeling the love today. Dina says she's just not used to seeing you on the radio, funny-looking West Virginia boy. Ha ha. Okay, great. Well, Let's go to the phone. Our buddy, sports writer Doug Fritz, is with us from the Johnson City Press. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Just fine. I appreciate you taking some time. I know you're busy writing for the Johnson City Press, and take a little time. Let's start with baseball. Let's start at the Big Seven right now. It's a tight race. You got Science Hill and Crockett at the top of the pack right now. And kind of tell us about the Big Seven Conference, would you please?
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting league so far this year. There's some ups and downs going there. A little bit of uneven play from Science Hill outside of the conference, but they've been really good in the conference. And DB got on track, went down to South Carolina and won a tournament down there and really played well. And they're starting to find themselves a little bit. So David Crockett's still right there in the mix, but right now, still at the end of the day, I think Science Hill and DB are going to be the teams to beat. But that's not trying to slight Crockett because they've already beaten. They've beaten Dobbs Bennett, beaten Science Hill, if I'm not mistaken on that one, and that's going to be a fun race there to see how Crockett shakes up in there with Science Hill and DB, and then Daniel Boone's team to be factored with. So there's really four really good teams in that league, I think, this year.
I think you're exactly right. Also, Tennessee I could be a dark horse. Time Preston Roberts gets that team playing well for the tournament. The AAA tournament this year is at Cardinal Park. Is that correct?
Honestly, haven't looked into the sites for that, but and I know it rotates, and it's year to year. Sometimes I lose track of it, but that sounds right because I don't think it's been there in a couple of years, so it should be time for it to be back over here in Johnson City.
I'm thinking somebody told me it's going to be the AAA tournament is going to be at Cardinal Park this year. Three Rivers Conference race. You've got Sullivan South, the Daddy Rabbit. They're 7-1. 12-3 for Anthony Richardson, and then everybody else kind of throw them in a hat and shake them up. But South clearly the dominant team right now in the Three Rivers race.
Yeah, they really are, and I just like the makeup of that team. I know they went over to Elizabeth, and the only time I've seen South this year, and they lost. But they've got a good team, they got good pitching, good defense, a really good lineup. Over the course of the season, it's going to be really tough for Unicoi County or Elizabethton to keep up with them. Or even Sullivan East. Sullivan East got some good frontline pitching there too, and Happy Valley's having a good season. But I think it's Sullivan South's going to be the big dog there going into the tournament, and everybody else is going to be scrapping and fighting to get in that 2 and 3 spot there. So you don't have to have that risky 4 or 5 game right off the bat, or however that thing shakes out this year. But I like South a lot. They've got a real good team, and maybe a chance to, depending on how good their top-level pitching is, they might have a chance to get down the road and play in a sectional game.
I know last year they got down to Knox Catholic, and before they lost, they had a good run. Of course, Catholic went on to the state tournament, but, yeah, South's playing well right now. Again, 7-1 and 12-3. Then you look at Unicoi County and Sullivan East with 2 losses, Elizabethton with 3 losses. So, you got basically a 4-team race right now in the Three Rivers race in baseball. Then the Watauga Valley Conference, North Green at 6-1, Hampton at 5-2. So right now, North Green, as they were a couple of weeks ago, we checked in with you. North Green still the front runner in the Watauga Valley Conference.
Yeah, North Green's still clear the above and beyond team there in that conference. But I'm telling you what, Hampton's having a great season for that school to be 5-2 in the league, 7-4 overall right now. What a really nice season they're having, and beat University High, shut them out yesterday 4-0, and Stone Hutchinson's been a really good pitcher for Hampton, and I really like what I'm seeing out of that bunch. They've got a chance to do some stuff and maybe work a sectional game, which that hadn't happened in many a moon.
We're talking to Doug Fritz from the Johnson City Press. Joins us periodically. We certainly appreciate his expertise and certainly his time. I know he's busy, and so. I look yesterday, Matt Montgomery, no-hitter for Sullivan South. Hunter Stratton, a no-hitter for Sullivan East. Stone Hutchinson struck out 10, as you said. They three-guy tandem of Potter, Britton, and Hall throw a complete game perfect game for North Green against Cloudland. So the question is, 2015 baseball, is it strong pitching and not very good hitting, or not very good hitting and strong pitching? Which one do you think it is this year? Is it not real good offense or real good defense?
What I think's happening, and this is just I haven't gotten out to see as many games as I would like. I'm hoping to get to see more as we get on in here the next couple of weeks. But what I think is happening, you've got kind of what you would call top-tier pitching in the area. Not necessarily lockdown state championship level pitching, but really good top-tier pitching for some of these teams. And I think the hitting's just a little bit behind, not so much from a talent standpoint, but maybe some of the lineups aren't as strong, maybe from 1 through 9. So if you have a pitcher coming in there that's a top-tier pitcher and they go out there and they can get some of these good bats out, and then they're overpowering some of these lesser guys. So I think maybe lineup depth, maybe, and we'll see as the season goes on whether that's a correct assessment. But that's what I would say now: just good, strong pitching and lack of true lineup depth for a lot of teams in the area.
We're talking to our buddy Doug Fritz again with the Johnson City Press. Appreciate him very, very much again being with us here again on this rainy day. Now, before we get into the softball, how about a guy that's going to be pitching in Yankee Stadium later on this week? Daniel Norris from Science Hill. This guy's the deal. Got to the big show at a young age, and I know a lot of folks are pulling for. I know here on the show we're now big Toronto Blue Jay fans because of Daniel Norris, and you had a chance to cover this guy for the Johnson City Press, and he's the real deal, and he's proven that.
Hello.
Whoops.
Cell phone troubles again.
Cell phone, she died. So, well, again, I know he likes covering him because he's talked to me about that. So we'll see if he turns around. There he is. He's back. Go ahead.
Did I fade off there?
You did a fade, but you're back. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Norris, everybody around here knows him. He's got a ton of talent, even back to the time when he was a freshman at Science Hill.
Uh-oh. You got problems.
Yep.
She's coming and she's going. So let's see if we can catch him one more time. Are you still there? All right. He's whisked away down the highway. Maybe he'll call back and try it again. But anyway, we can talk about him. Dino, now he pitches Wednesday or Thursday. I've heard both for the for the Blue Jays at Yankee Stadium. So let me turn it off.
That way you can see that light.
See the light flashing? Yeah. So he pitches either tomorrow or Thursday. Yankee Stadium. Thursday. That'll be the series wrap-up. So Blue Jays against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium should be a good one, and he's the deal. Will Craig has had a heck of a year. Will Carter's having a heck of a year. Craig's at Wake Forest, and Carter's in Alabama. So these guys are having good years, former Science Hill players. So there's others out there, but, again, those are the three that jump out. At one point, were they all on the same staff?
I think they did. I think they all played at one time on the same team.
Wow. They didn't win a state championship? They won one, didn't they? Did they win one?
I don't remember. I really don't. But
I'd have to go back. I know they won one for Bernie Young when he was coaching at Science Hill. So, anyway, looks like we lost Doug with the cell phone transmission. We'll try and get him back on later on this week. But that's the perils of a cell phone transmission. Sometimes good. Sometimes bad. Sometimes bad. It's life. It is that which it is. Now, before we go to the break, we've got Clark Powers going to join us coming up here in a few minutes on a landline, I might add. Tiger Woods set to play a par 3 contest for the first time since 2004. I know you're a big fan of Tiger, and he's going to have his girl there, Leslie Vaughn, whatever her name is, the skier, and his kids are going to be there to help caddy. So does that do anything for you?
No.
Okay. At least one master streak will end for Tiger Woods this week for the first time since 2004. Woods will compete in the tomorrow's par 3 contest. He'll have his children, Sam and Charlie there with him as caddies, along with his, what's her name, Leslie Vaughn, the skier.
Yeah.
She'll be there too. And that'll be, they're all three going to be there in a foursome to Daddy and the 2 kids and the girlfriend. And they're going to be there playing in the par 3. That doesn't do a thing for you, correct?
No.
Okay. All right.
Playing on a par, he's been practicing all week for the big show, and he's going to jump down to a par 3 course. Mm-hmm. It's going to mess up everything.
Think so?
Yeah.
And you like that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Who's your favorite golfer?
Watson. Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson. Okay.
I guess I kind of favor him right now.
Yeah. I like Les Nessman. KRP. He was reading. I was watching. I told you I bought the box set for Christmas. I'm watching the other night. So he's in reading the news, and Johnny Fever, who knows nothing about sports, and golf news, Chai Rodriguez or whatever he says.
Rodriguez.
Yeah. And so Johnny Fever looked at me with a classic look and rolled his eyes like, what an idiot. Chichi Rodriguez, I should say. So I'm saying it wrong. But anyway.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez or something like that. Yep. So anyway, your favorite golfer is Bubba Watson.
Yeah.
I don't, the only one I can think of, I like Sergio Garcia.
I like Phil Mickelson, too.
Yeah, I like Mickelson. He's come to the Tri-Cities to help bring awareness to autism. He's come and donated his time to do that in the past. I like Mickelson. I like Sergio Garcia. Don't know why. That's it. That's about as much as I know for golf. I'm out after that. So Tiger is going to be in this par 3 contest. Is this a tune-up, I guess? That's what this is? Yeah.
How can a par 3 be a tune-up for the Masters?
I don't know. I guess it is. Obviously, we're big golfers. So anyway, that's the here it is. The traditional 9-hole event serves as the calm before the storm of the year's first major championship. Competitors employ family members or friends as caddies while smiles and laughs rule the laid-back afternoon. All right, so it's kind of a fun-ski thing, and then they get serious on Thursday and they crank up the Masters. So, again, Tiger's going to play. PR move, or you think he's there to improve his game?
Oh, I don't think he's going to improve his game. I think he's going to go out there and he might have a good round, but a consistent tournament, he hasn't shown that yet. And all of a sudden he wants to play in the Masters. Now, he's eligible, yes, because he's won one.
You think this guy's in the tank, don't you?
Well, when you're ranked below 100.
Okay, good point.
I'd say, yes, he's there, and the revenue's going to go up because the TV, the viewership's going to go, I want to see Tiger. Well, I'm sorry, I wouldn't wager on him.
Oh, this guy's a piece of work. All right, so anyway, Tiger's in there, the par 3 contest for the first time since 2004. We'll try and reconnect with Doug Fritz coming up here in the next hour. Coming up next, we're due to check in with our buddy Clark Powers, the athletic director at Tri-Cities Christian Schools. They got a big event coming up this weekend, and we'll tell you all about that. Plus, we may have a surprise guest. We'll see if we can. He's due to be there. We're not going to tell you who it is unless we can confirm he'll be there to talk to us by telephone. We'll have all that coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
That's a good one. Oh, we got a great thought for the day coming up here in a few minutes. Good afternoon, hour number 2 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you for being with us in 9 states. We are. Is it 9 states? Is that right? 9 states?
9 or 10, some up there.
Kansas, Tennessee, California, South Carolina, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Michigan, Georgia. We got 9 states represented on our show. We'll tell you how you can hear it after the show's done here today, because right now we're live on livestream.com. We'll podcast and put that up on the podcast
Cyber World.
Thank you. Cyber World coming up later on here this afternoon. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy, the athletic director from Tri-Cities Christian School, dear friend, Coach Clark Powers. Coach, good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. How about you?
Just fine, sir. I want you to analyze, again, give me a couple of – you're a big Kentucky fan. They lost on Saturday to Wisconsin. Tell me what went wrong. First off, what went wrong in that ball game for Kentucky?
Well, they were beaten by a better team, and
I like that aspect.
Sometimes you get beat by better teams, and
yes, sir.
The last 6 minutes of the game they failed to score, and I don't know of many high-level games that's played that's very competitive. If you go with that many minutes without scoring, that you're going to win. It would take a miracle to pull that off, and the other team is producing, and we were not, and it just, those things kind of snowball at times, and then gets in your head because you rush yourself, and then you take bad shots, and late in the game they didn't get the ball to some of those post players that are 7 foot tall and very good free throw shooters had they been fouled, but they didn't get it in there either, so that's just the way basketball is, in a close game there are just a few things that happen, and it can beat you in a heartbeat.
What was your take? See, this is why he's going to be my color commentator in basketball coming up. This guy knows the game. Now, last night, what went wrong, what went right, what was the outcome? Did you feel like that Duke was able to hold off and beat a good Wisconsin team?
They were just real patient. I was very impressed with several of their players. Okafor, stretches in the game, did really well. I think he showed some immaturity basketball-wise, getting in foul trouble, trying to do too much. Winslow and Jones and some more of those guys on there are just high-level players. They played well even when they were down. I think they showed the maturity of a Hall of Fame coach and Coach K, that he didn't panic and he stayed with his material. And toward the end of the game, Wisconsin just didn't make those shots that they'd been making. And again, at that level, it gets in your head, and sometimes it's hard to counteract and then come back and win the ball game. But I felt like Wisconsin was probably the better team coached, but they just didn't make the shots. And it all goes back to that last 4 minutes of the ball game when you make or miss free throws and keep from fouling and putting people on the free throw line. So I thought both teams played at an extremely high level, and a good percentage of those players you'll probably be seeing on pros this coming year.
Talking to Clark Powers again, one more, then give me a quick preview tonight. UConn and Notre Dame. Again, Gino trying to make basketball history. This guy is 9-0 in national championships, which I didn't know. That's phenomenal. So UConn, Notre Dame tonight. Does the Lady Fighting Irish have anything for the Lady Huskies tonight?
Well, I think you probably have to go with tradition and history on that. Coach Arianama, or however you pronounce, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce his name, Coach Gino, been there a long time. He recruits and gets the cream of the crop in the recruiting field. It's just like Tennessee used to do several years ago with their girls. And when you've got good players that are well coached and play within themselves and don't try to do too many things, they're going to dominate, and that's why that Connecticut has done that for so many years. They get the cream of the crop. They have good material. They play good defense, and not just one-sided where they play all offense or all defense. They're very well balanced. Even their out-of-bounds plays are just really top of the line when it comes to that.
We're talking to Clark Powers, again, the athletic director. I want to get his thoughts on those 3 games. That's not why we called him, but it's always good to hear a guy who knows the game and knows it well. He's a student of the game of basketball. And Coach, let's talk about the walkathon coming up this Friday. It's a chance for folks to step up and help out the athletic department of Tri-Cities Christian. And tell us about it, would you please?
I'd love to. We, once a year, have a fundraiser for athletics. Our school is not funded by any organizations. It's based on enrollment, and we do not have a funding process in place for athletics other than donations and fundraisers. So we're having one that yearly that we do, that the money goes to athletics, and we encourage all the students in the school to participate. There are some boundaries on the students. They've got to get so many pledges, and then for each lap that they walk, it's a walkathon, obviously, and they then would go back and get the person that sponsored them, and that money goes into the athletic tilt, and then those kids then get prizes, and then also some things that they are rewarded in by helping the athletic program and also staying healthy. And we're starting that this Friday in about 9 o'clock, and they'll be walking, and some will run if they're very energetic, and then we'll have water for them, and then they do 2 different levels of walking, the younger kids and also the older kids, and there'll be people there that will have refreshments for them as they run. We want to make sure that they're, first and foremost, they're healthy and don't have any problems with the heat, unlike today when it's raining buckets out there. So we're going to be sliding in about in our soccer game today, but that's another story. But most of these kids really enjoy that, and it's a day that they can get out, and we're having all of our coaches hopefully come out and to encourage all the people to run and to walk, and they have lunch together and have just different activities during the day. And again, the primary principle for that is to go to athletics, and so our funds for athletics primarily come from this main fundraiser. We've done fairly well in years past.
So do they walk laps? Is it laps around what? I mean, how big a lap is it? Around the gym or around the football field or around the track? What do they walk around?
We have different levels that we've had and we've talked about. The basically primary routes are on the interior of the soccer field, which is also the football field. We will have a route for the younger kids where they will walk primarily. They don't do much running unless they're just really excited and that type of thing. And we have people counting each lap as they come around, and they have to keep up. We have teachers that will keep up with the laps, and then they'll go back and give that to the students, and then they get the money from the person that sponsors them. And then they get rewards at school and different things, during the year because of their participation in that. And we've done quite well. The outer area that we have for the older kids, we don't want bigger kids running and, young kids and their zest for running and run underneath somebody's legs and get hurt. So we have 2 different tracks that we do a track on for running or walking, and we encourage them to walk because it is a walkathon. If we get too many people running, then it's kind of like a marathon, and some of those things happen sometimes where they bump into each other. But again, we want to promote it, and everybody here seems to really enjoy it because typically the weather is good, and that we've also had it on the weekend at some point in time. And so they've had it for several years, and it seems to be successful, and all the teachers are very helpful in administration, and we're just really looking forward to it.
All About Sports coming up again on Friday. It'll go from 9 to 11:30. We'll find out here. Well, let's just go ahead real quick before we get to our special guest, that if we want to make a pledge or say we'd like to do that, I guess they can call you there or call someone there at the school and say, put my name in a hat for so much a lap, right?
Excuse me, that's correct. If anybody would like to sponsor that or just even to make a donation, have them call the principal or the activity director or the athletic director, and we'll be glad to talk to them about that, because this is why we're here, for athletics for our young men, and the more money we have, the better equipment we can have and the safer we can be.
There you go. Very good. Now, you got a special guest there. Let's get him in, and pretty excited about this young man.
Okay, yes, I'd like to bring him to the phone and let him speak to you, and we're extremely excited about the charisma, the atmosphere we've had. We've had 2 or 3 weeks where we had snow and we were going for tournaments. It kind of has gone down a little bit, but we're getting ready to schedule our spring practice, and we got weights going. And this young man is a longtime friend of ours, and we're very pleased to have him here. So here is Tom Williams.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello, big guy. How you doing?
Great, buddy. How are you doing?
Just fine. Tom Williams, the new football coach at Tri-Cities Christian Schools. And, again, tell folks out there, kind of go back down the road and tell a little about yourself. I know you're in and around the DB program for a long time. And tell us about Tom Williams.
It's been a long time. Graduated, of course, from Dobbins in '85 and have coached about since then. Whether it was at Robinson Middle School or many years with Dobbins men as freshmen, and ventured out to the county, out at Sullivan Middle School for a few years, and was at Sullivan North this past season. And I'm excited to be the new football coach out here at Tri-Cities Christian for sure.
Yeah,
looking forward to it, and looking forward to having spring practice here in a few weeks, and hopefully getting to know and seeing what we've got here.
It's a different animal at a Christian private school in that, in a public school, the kids are there, and they're going to come from year to year. They're pretty much going to go through the system. At a private school, as and it's always a battle because sometimes they stay, sometimes they can't afford it. For whatever reason, the turnover rate's a little bit higher at a private school / Christian school. So you've got bodies out there, young men are ready to play football, and you hope to add some more between now and the school next year. But you're going to start with spring practice. And what is your goals in spring practice coming up?
Actually, just to get a look and just evaluate, see where we're at, see what quarterback prospects are out there, which will help in evaluating what offense we're going to end up running. I don't per se come in with a specific set offense, that we have absolutely got to run. I'm more of the Ted Wilson and Graham Clark school of you play what you've got, as far as athletes and athleticism and how big you are and how fast you are. So that we'll definitely take that into consideration, and I'm looking forward to evaluating that this spring and seeing what we're going to come out in next fall as far as offense and defense goes. Hopefully we'll be aggressive. We'll fly to the football defensively, and hopefully we're going to find a couple of fellas that can throw it.
There you go. And have fun. That's the other thing, too. Have fun.
And most definitely have fun.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have thoroughly enjoyed my high school experience, and we hope to allow for that here, most definitely. That's going to be one of the priorities as well as working hard. But you know as well as I do, anything worth having is it definitely takes a price. So yeah, we'll definitely be nose to the grindstone and working real hard, and we will. You were referring to something a little earlier. We will be accepting homeschool players. So anyone out there that is being homeschooled within the immediate area that is has not played, or is not per se on a set team, we would love to have them come out and check us out. And like I said, hopefully, I'm almost 99% sure they will have a good time coming out here.
There you go. Hey, great report. I'm glad I got a chance to talk to both of you fellas. And, again, we'll talk to you real soon. Welcome aboard Tri-Cities Christian, and we'll help promote you any way we can here on the show, all right?
Well, it's always great talking to you, my friend.
Yep. You have a good day, and you and Coach Powers, and I'll talk to you guys after a while, all right?
Tom, thank you.
Yep, good man right there, Tom Williams, again, along with Athletic Director Clark Powers from Tri-Cities Christian Schools. And that's the beauty of winning a state championship at Tri-Cities Christian in particular, because it's a private school and the turnover rate, kids come, kids go. It's not like a public school, and so he'll have a football team ready to go this fall and competing, and that's exciting news. And, of course, the girls' basketball team won it again for Brandon Stamper back in the girls' basketball season, won the state championship. So good times there for the Golden Eagles at Tri-Cities Christian Schools there at the campus out near Tri-Cities Regional Airport. We're going to reconnect with our buddy Doug Fritz. We tracked him back down. He apologized. His phone went kabuki, and so, is that a word, kabuki? I don't know where that came from.
Whatever you say, Sasquatch.
Kabuki. I don't know what kabuki means, but anyway.
That's Sasquatch language.
There you go. That phone went kabuki. So anyway, we'll take a break, hook back up with Doug Fritz, and also coming up in a few minutes, we'll check in with Drew Bedard from, been a day. Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway, getting ready, baby, for next week. Bristol Live starts a week from Thursday, and brought to you by Food City. Very excited about that. And we'll talk to Drew about what's going on at the track. And, of course, they got this special MC coming to town for pre-race on Sunday with the Food City 500. Tell you all about that and more. He'll join us in a few minutes. Up next, we'll reconnect with Doug Fritz here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
We're back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. Doug Fritz is back with us. Let's talk softball, my friend. We'll jump right in and go. Big 7 conference, Volunteer, Crockett, both 5-1, having a big year right now for the Lady Falcons and the Lady Pioneers. Tell us about it.
Well, I tell you, I really like what David Crockett's doing this year. They just hit the ground running, and they're on a roll now. Came back from a tournament victory in South Carolina and wore Tennessee High yesterday. And I know they were chomping at the bit to play Volunteer today, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. But those two teams look like the clear-cut top 2 squads in the conference. Although, despite their record, Dangle Boone just 1-4 in the league. I wouldn't count them out. By the time the season gets a little bit later and tournament comes around, they're going to be chomping at the bit to get right up there in it. And Science Hill hits the ball well. They've got some talent, and DB and Tennessee High got some talent. There's some good teams in that league.
Yeah, it's the Big 7 again right now. Volunteer, Crockett on top of the pack. Three Rivers Conference, Unicoi County may be the class of the whole region. They're undefeated at 13-0 and 6-0 in the Three Rivers. And Grady Lingerfeld's got them playing real well in Irwin. Tell us about Unicoi County.
Well, they just hit the ball a ton, and they play really good defense. And softball's not quite the pitching-dominated game it was 5-10 years ago. So if you hit it and play good defense, you're going to beat a lot of them. They've beaten everybody so far, so look for them to continue doing well. And, Happy Valley and Elizabethton and Johnson County are all capable teams. Have a chance to, really stay on Unicoi heels as the year goes along here.
Talking to Doug Fritz from the John City Press. And, of course, we go to the Watauga Valley Conference. North Green, the number 1 team there. University High right behind them. So that's a very competitive conference right now, too. Yeah,
North Green, they've had a surprise because they've already beaten University High this year. Although I still wouldn't count University High to come back and get them the next time around. But those two teams, they're going to be fighting out for that league title with maybe Unaka being the dark horse in that bunch.
Again, Doug, let's talk about the big tournament coming to town this weekend. A couple of those. First in Elizabeth and the Chick-fil-A tournament, and then also the big one in Kingsport, the Eastman Invitational. 2 big ones and the Eastman tournament. And what is he, 7 pools, 51 teams coming to the Eastman tournament. That's quite a tournament. Tell us about these two.
Well, I tell you, if you like softball, you got to go out there and watch some of that because there are going to be some really good teams in that. Knoxville teams, a team from Chattanooga, South Carolina teams, I believe. I think there's a team from Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken, and already some really good teams in this area, as we've already talked about. And there'll be some really good matchup. Greenville's coming up for it, and they got one of the better AA teams in the state. Knox Hall's two-time defending Eastman champions coming up here again, and just a great atmosphere for softball. I think they're going to play at Domtar Park and at the Ridgeview Complex in Gray, and just tons of games and play down to a championship, which always makes it exciting over there on Sunday afternoon and the early afternoon hours there.
And then before I let you go, I'm looking at your ratings today in the Johnson City Press. He does this each week, I should say. Top 3 baseball teams, South, Crockett, and Dobbins-Bennett. And the top 3 softball teams right now, as we mentioned, Unicoi County, Greenville's Lady Green Devils, and Volunteer, the top 3. So you have South, Crockett, and DB in that order, and the guys in baseball. Tell me about that.
Well, I think that, that's just going on what I think South is clear up there at the top, and Crockett above DB just because they've beaten them. But I think DB's got the potential to move up into the pack there. DB lost to South earlier, so you got to give South the nod. But I'm not counting DB out, and I'm not counting Science Hill out from climbing right back up in there in the mix. And
then the softball rankings this week, according to Doug, Unicoi County, Greenville, and Volunteer in that order. We've already talked about Unicoi County, but obviously Greenville's got a nice team, as does the Volunteer Lady Falcons.
I want to see those teams play each other. I'm hoping to see Unicoi and Greenville play this week, and I know Volunteer is going to be good because of the pitcher they've got in the circle and Morgan Marshall, and just a good team overall too. And those three are pretty close to each other. It's going to be interesting to see how they mix it up, match up in some of these tournaments coming up here in Tiny Day and the NFS, and of course the Eastman this weekend.
Great report, my friend. Thank you for calling back and checking in with us. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you down the line very soon. All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Yep, great job, Doug Fritz, again, from the Johnson City Press, giving us a softball and baseball update. Of course, baseball earlier in the show and softball just now. A couple of kids that have signed. Always want to promote our youngsters who have signed. University High's Brent Fields has made his college choice. The Buccaneer senior will sign Friday to play at Johnson University in Knoxville. They'll be at the University High Library at 3 o'clock. And then I know this young man, Cullen Royston. Yep, that'd be Mike and Wendy's youngin'. Cullen Royston will be moving on to the next level. The senior left-hander who pitches for the Tri-Cities Flames made it official. He'll go on to play at Bryan College, which is located in Dayton, Tennessee. Cullen Royston, again, for the Flames, which is a team that program provides playing opportunities for homeschool or private school athletes who don't have a baseball team. The Flames are sponsored by our buddy Steve McCauley at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So Cullen Royston, Cullen, and Royston will be moving on to play at Bryan College, and he pitches for the Tri-Cities Flames. So we're awful excited about that. There's, 2 more youngins that have signed to go on, and play in college, Johnson University and Bryan College, respectively, for those 2 young men. It's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, our thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Love this. Had one of these outside yesterday in the house. I'm out there and I hear this.
Woodpecker.
Oh, yeah. Woodpecker, wearing it out this time of year. Here's the thought for the day. Even a woodpecker owes his success to the fact that he uses his head. Even a woodpecker owes his success to the fact that he uses his head. What's the moral of the story? Well, the obvious. That would be the fact that you got to use your noggin to think. And so you may be working with the latest technology today, but even so, there's always a better way to perform the basic task of your job. And so question the methods and equipment you're using. Think with a creative thought process about your work. Even a woodpecker owes his success to the fact that he uses his head. In fact, they quote here Ecclesiastes 2:14, "The wise have eyes in their head, but fools walk in darkness." So even a woodpecker owes his success to the fact that he uses his head. And that's, again, compliments our buddy Larry Kaiser from Nationwide Insurance, 282-1389. Again, Nationwide is on your side, and we appreciate Larry. And, of course, he can handle any of your insurance needs. He has my homeowners, of course. Very proud to tell you that. I think I told you last week I had the roof replaced last year. Man, you talking about a seamless no problem. You always hear when there's a big major repair that's always a train wreck and always problems. And nope, Nationwide came. The adjuster got up on the roof, walked around. There had been some storm damage, and made his assessment. Came down off the roof and said, "Okay, we're going to replace it. We've had some hail damage." And I had a guy come by, and I picked out the color of the shingles I wanted. It was the next day, and this happened on like a Wednesday or Thursday. The following Monday, they came and knocked out that roof and had it in and on in one day. So I can tell you, Nationwide is on your side with our buddy Larry Kaiser from Nationwide Insurance. Not a sports-related story, but James Best, who played the often confused Roscoe P. Coltrane on the Dukes of Hazzard, passed away. He was 88 years old. And also news on the political arena, which has nothing to do with this show except to say Rand Paul has thrown his hat in for the presidential race in 2016. That happened earlier this afternoon. Has nothing to do with sports, but I thought I'd throw it in there and let you know. What does have a lot to do with sports is Drew Bedard, Bristol Motor Speedway. The Drew Meister joins us coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you for being with us. Again, we appreciate that very much. You can, as we say all the time, you make sure you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Picked up 2 more since yesterday. Thank you. Like and follow Kevin Brickey in Kingsport. Hello, sir. Thank you. And also, we want to say hello to Tiger Brooks. Thank you, my friend. He has Facebooked and he likes us and follows us, and we appreciate that very, very much. And here's a guy we like and we follow all the time, Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Terrific. How are you boys today?
How about that for a segue? Is that good?
That was excellent. Very well done.
Thank you.
You can like us on Facebook. And speaking of liking somebody, here he is. Excellent work.
Thank you. Now, let me ask you a couple of non-Bristol questions. First off, tonight, UConn Notre Dame. Do the Lady Fighting Irish have anything for the Lady Huskies tonight?
Well, being a New England kid, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of Gino Auriemma, but I will take the Huskies tonight. I don't. That program is so strong, so well put together. I don't know. I think it's going to be a close one, but I see the Huskies coming out on top.
Yeah, he's 9-0 in national championship games going into this game. I did not know that. That is phenomenal. So
I would say that is a strong percentage. If I was, yes.
You can take that to Vegas, right? Pretty strong, 9 for 9 in national championships. And then I noticed your beloved Red Sox came out of the gate with a big win against the Phillies. So what's your take on the Bo Sox this year?
I think they hit 17 home runs yesterday. I'm pretty
Wow.
sure. I'm very pleased to see them come out of the gate like that. We have a really strong lineup. I mean, obviously with Ortiz and Pedroia back as, you know, the foundation of the team, but to have Hanley Ramirez and Sandoval, I am cautiously optimistic about the Red Sox season. But that's a Red Sox fan. I'm pretty blessed. I mean, like all Red Sox fans, you know, we had it bad for a long time, but then to get, 3 World Series championships in a 10-year span, I think you got to thank your lucky stars. And so everything else is just icing on the cake, and I'm very happy to see that they have a solid lineup. Seems like they've got a great pitching staff, and I love John Farrell as a coach. Last year, I think, was a little bit of an anomaly, but I think they're back to stay, and I think you'll see them at the top of the AL East standings for a good bit of the season this season.
There you go. Now, we are talking to our buddy Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's talk matters at hand. It is getting ever so closer to that fantastic week next week. Race week at Bristol, the new date, and it's been very well received by the fans. Ticket sales are going very, very nicely. And let's talk about the guest MC for the pre-race for next Sunday for the Food City 500.
Yeah, that's right. He might spear you, so watch out. It's Bill Goldberg, famous wrestler, actor as well. So we couldn't be more excited. He's been just jacked up since we announced this. So he's going to be the host of the Food City 500 Sprint Cup driver introduction. So you'll see him come down the ramp and get everybody fired up on April 19th. So it's a really good fit. Obviously, a ton of our fans love WWE and. Heck, back in the day, WC Nitro or WCW Nitro, whatever the case may be. So there's some wrestling fans out there, and I think everybody's going to enjoy seeing Bill. He's an awesome guy too. He'll be around property, making appearances at different areas like the Edge and others. So you'll see him all around property on April 19th. So if you're a Goldberg fan, get over here. You'll be able to see him.
Absolutely. We're talking to Drew Bedard. Now, let's talk about the Edge. That's a fairly new concept, the newest premium experience at Bristol Motor Speedway. He'll be there with Greg Biffle at the point during the race weekend. So tell us about the Edge for the fans.
Yeah, the Edge is a really cool spot in turns 1 and 2. So we built this as a dual-level hospitality area where the top level is box seats. So outdoor, it's almost like an outdoor suite. We have our indoor suites that you see atop the grandstands. It's almost got like outdoor suite seating, which is really neat. People wanted that for years because, to be honest, there's different fans out there. Some people like to sit in a suite and they like the comfort of that, like being able to talk to their friends. But I would say the majority of us like being outside, smelling the fumes, and just hearing the noises of the engines and just being a part of it, seeing the cars up close. And that gets that's available at the Edge. And of course, so the boxes. And then we've got the Edge deck, which is just below the boxes, and it gets you right on top of the action in turn 1 and 2. So it's a really cool upgrade that you can get today. I would say for those folks who are sitting in the Colwicki, maybe Pearson grandstand, which is on the Virginia side, that's where you want to go. You want to check it out this weekend coming up, April 17th through the 19th. So there's weekend passes available for April 18th and 19th, and you can get those. They're fully transferable. They come with a scanner. They come with a track walk. It's a really cool package. So if you're wondering about it, if you want to get some more information about it, call 423-BRISTOL and talk to our great ticket agents today.
Talking to Drew Bedard again, the course of the Food City 500. Last year, Carl Evers brought home the Kellogg's Cheese at Ford for then Roush Fenway Racing, has since joined Joe Gibbs, of course. And so, having said that, a guy that's won this race 4 straight times at one point, Jeff Gordon's going to be in the field for next Sunday's Food City 500. And, Drew, you guys have tapped the shoulders of Ella and Leo to be a part of the pre-race festivities. Gordon's kids. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's really cool. It was our partners at Food City as well. We're definitely a part of that. Jeff's got great relationships up here, and we love him. We think the feeling's mutual. He says great things about Bristol all the time. Obviously, he actually calls it his favorite track, and we're going to pay tribute to Jeff throughout the year in different ways, and you'll see those roll out over race weekend because obviously he's a 4-time winner here, and he means a lot to us. But one of the ways that we wanted to honor him was we wanted to have his family come on down. Actually, Steve Smith's, I think, original idea was to have Jeff do it from the car. But, Jeff, one of his things he wants to focus on racing, wants to focus on winning a championship. So the next thing we came to him with was, well, what about the kids? And they loved it. They were over the moon about it. So, yeah, little Ella and Leo, they'll be our grand marshals for the Food City 500. So that'll be really cool. You got to be here. Our pre-race ceremonies are always great, and I hope everybody who's been there and everybody who's hearing me right now who's been there is probably nodding their head, because they're from the patriotic tributes to the kids. We're going to have kids doing the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance this time. We'll have Ella and Leo. We'll be doing some tributes to Jeff. Obviously, Food City just does a wonderful job with it and has great activities down there. So you want to be in your seats for the pre-race ceremonies at the Food City 500, but, yeah, we're excited about Jeff Gordon's children leading us to green.
And let's see, it's called the Silent United States Marine Corps. What's it called? The Silent Drill Team. They're going to be there again this year, too. Man, I love these guys. Are in cadence, and they usually on the front stretch, and they are awesome. So that's one of the I'm not going to tell you everything's going to be in the pre-race, but that's one of the patriotic sides of the pre-race on Sunday for the Food City 500. Also, Drew, you'll see a guy out there by the name of Earnhardt Jr. driving a new paint scheme involving Mountain Dew. Tell me about that.
Yeah, actually, Mountain Dew, their new product, Dew Shine, which is kind of a throwback soda it's more of a Mountain Dew throwback. It's a delicious sugary drink. They're coming out with a special paint scheme for Dale as part of the Food City 500. So it's the Mountain Dew Dew Shine scheme, and it's kind of it's a dark green. If you want to watch a video about it, just hit up our website, bristolmotorspeedway.com. It's actually right there on the homepage, the video that we did about the unveil. It's got these gold 88s on the side. It's a really cool-looking car. And Dale when we unveiled it in Nashville with Dale, he was excited about it because he's into, I don't know if you guys know this, but he's into all of his scheme designs. He is one driver who actually takes an active role in his paint schemes. That's why you've seen over the past few years, you've seen that kind of black tail end that the flat black, he's been in, that was one thing that he wanted to do, and he was very much involved in this Mountain Dew Dew Shine scheme. So, and he said he wants to put it up on top of Victory Lane and then Turn 3. So let's get all Junior Nation out there to root them on. It's a really cool paint scheme. We're looking forward to seeing it on the track. But if you want to check out more about that, you can go to bristolmotorspeedway.com. Just click on the video right on the homepage.
Tom and Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway, our dear friend, again here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And again, safety a main concern every track, and certainly Bristol no exception. And we've added some safer barriers since the last time we talked. Tell us about that.
Yeah, obviously since what's happened here early on in the NASCAR season with a couple of major injuries, actually this had been in the works for a long time. We're specifically talking about the front stretch and back stretch areas where we had some open areas, just concrete walls, and we have filled in. We've got, I believe the count was 600 feet of safer barrier that was added in, so it's fully on the outside wall, fully on the inside wall of the straightaways. To make sure that our competitors are safe. So fan safety, competitor safety, always top of mind for Bristol Motor Speedway and Bristol Dragway for that matter. And we're proud of these. We're proud of these changes that were made, and we hope that the drivers will feel more comfortable.
Before I let you go, again, ticket prices getting a little closer to the race, obviously, ever so closer. So tell us about ticket pricing right now at BMS.
Yeah, I'd encourage everybody to get in right now. If you've been on the fence, you've been thinking about it, actually this Saturday night, rolling into Sunday, is when our race week pricing kicks in and everything goes up $5. So I would encourage you, if you've been thinking about getting tickets to the races, whether it be Sunday's Food City 500, the doubleheader on Saturday, which you don't want to miss, starting at just $30 right now. Get in before that price goes up, and then we've got Bush's Beans Pole Day on Friday. Get in before these prices go up. You will love the race weekend. Our weather is looking really strong. I think, so far what we've seen is going to be low 70s during the day, which is just going to be beautiful, and then low 50s at night, which is just a gorgeous. I know my in-laws in particular were telling me that April was the time that they camped every year because they love the weather so much, and it's shaping up to be just like that. So great outside during the nighttime, but of course what we're looking for is good weather during the day to see some racing. So, yeah, everybody get in this week. Race week pricing kicks in on Sunday, April 12th. So give us a call today, 423-BRISTOL, or hit up bristoltix.com.
All right, Drew, before I let you go, I went 4 for 5 on the quiz show today. I missed a Dale Earnhardt Jr. question, so let's see if you can get it because I missed it. And good grief. Here we go. See if you got it. True or false, Jr. won his first race in Texas. Is that true or false?
Points race?
Yeah. Cup race. First Cup race, yeah.
First Cup race. I want to say that's true.
God, you got it right.
Yeah. I want to say that's true. I was thinking of the exhibition because I think he won the All-Star race before he won the Texas race.
Good
and that
grief.
was an exhibition. So, and I could be wrong about that. But can I get the music or the ding ding ding? Or?
Can we get a ding?
Oh, hang on a
Let's
second.
do a
Let me
ding.
find
Absolutely.
that. Yeah,
Get him right. How about a dinger right here? Anything for Drew Bedard. Hit that dinger. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Because I bombed it. I thought it was Martinsville, so I went 4 for 5. That's the one I missed. So, dadgummit, now I feel even worse because you nailed it. All right, so need to do my homework on Junior, but, hey, that was good. And 423 Bristol or Bristol, TIX, BristolTix.com. Drew Bedard, thank you, my friend. Looking forward to working with you next week in Bristol Live.
Absolutely, guys. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Great job. He nailed it. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dadgummit. All right. So, by the way, have you seen that paint scheme, the Mountain Dew Dew Shine?
I think I watched that video on their website. I wonder if we can get him to send it to us, and we'll put it on the show.
Yeah, we can do that. And you can also go, there's a website you can go all about NASCAR, Jayski, JAYSKI.com, and they have the different paint schemes every week of the different teams. So, JAYSKI.com, Jayski. And that's a website full of NASCAR information and great reference point. And also they have the paint schemes for this week. They'll be in the Duck Commander 500 at Texas Motor Speedway. And, of course, next week coming, as we've alluded to the, rapidly ticket-selling. Man, they're selling a lot of tickets for the Food City 500, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Kyle Busch will not be here to defend his crown in the spring race, still on the mend. Although there's been some talk, nothing confirmed, that he may show in Bristol. In street clothes, obviously. He can't drive yet. He's still got the brace on one foot, and, I think he says brace on his ankle. Well, he's got two braces, as a matter of fact, his leg brace as well. But there has been speculation he may show up purely in the pits to root on the gentleman that's driving for him, David Reagan. But he will not be here to defend his crown, obviously. There'll be a new winner of the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300. We have, tomorrow giving away tickets, giving away a pair of tickets tomorrow and a pair on Friday. So how can folks get tickets betwixt now and tomorrow to get their name in the bucket to win tickets to go see the doubleheader next Saturday, the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300, and the K&M Pro Series Pit Light 125?
What you need to do is send us an email to TomTaylorSportsShow@gmail.com. Send us your name, address, and some contact information and why you want the tickets. And we will put your name in the old hat, and hopefully we'll draw your name, and you will be going to see that doubleheader on April the 18th.
425 laps of racing at the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com. That's all you got to do. Already we've picked winners. Let's see. We already have, we have Ken Archer out of Limestone, Denise Odessa out of Kingsport, Britt Marshall out of Churchill, Sarah Noel from Nashville, Brian Sharp from Gray, and Roy Settle from Johnson City. Those are our 6 winners, and there's room for you. We'll give away another pair tomorrow. Again, winning tickets to go to the doubleheader next Saturday. Again, Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com is all you got to do. Go to that Gmail account. As Horace said, give you the pertinent information and put your name in the hat. Maybe you'll win tomorrow, and another pair we're going to give away on Friday. Well, our president. Now, I want to talk about our president for just a second.
My favorite topic.
Yeah, Barack Hussein Obama. Now, Mitt Romney, former presidential candidate Mitt Romney, correctly picked the Final Four and the title game.
Yeah.
Now, we heard a big hubbub about the president stopping from everything else going on in the world and stopping and doing something much more important, I guess, is to come up with his bracketology for the Final Four. Haven't heard anything. How did he do on his?
Oh, I don't know. I'm saying he probably busted it just like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, Romney got the Final Four and the title game nailed. Of course.
Did he win? Did he pick the winner?
I don't know. This was handed to me yesterday by a guy by the name of Horace, so I don't know how he'd picked. Horace handed me this yesterday.
We'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, but I'm wondering how our president did, how he picked on they made a big hubbub about him picking the Final Four brackets or the bracketology, and so we went 41 for 41, by the way. Horace and I in a tiebreaker. That was really scientific. We picked a baseball game. to pick, and I arbitrarily picked the Dodgers. You picked the Padres yesterday.
Yeah, Dodgers won.
Dodgers won. So I got the win. We're going to go eat at Braden's Barbecue. There you go. Get some good food. Get some taters and maters and all that good stuff. And
bellhop, where you at?
Yeah, but curb service. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be looking forward to going over there and hanging out with Reed and the folks at Braden's Barbecue. And we're going to bring in that big old tall drink of water, Jim Klein, too. We're going to bring him along.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Can we do that?
Oh, yeah.
We
Why
can make
not?
it. Gator, reckon we can shut Gator's place down and let him come with us?
If he wants to.
Or the Apester. There we go. Bring the Apester.
Let's just make it a big family
Tommy Wyman.
Family fest.
Yeah, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Family fest.
Yeah. Sports Show
the
Fest.
The first annual.
The TTSS Sports Fest.
There
There you go. Or Food Fest. Bring the Apester and bring Tommy. And we'll say, Tommy, you have anything to say? Wait till next year, as a true Cubby fan would say. So it's good stuff. We may do that. We may get to everybody, some of the kids involved that are very loyal to our show, and we appreciate that very much. One of the guys loyal to our show is Will Graybill from Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. 39 years, 4 locations, 1 family. And, again, they have 4 locations here in the Tri-Cities on Broad Street in Kingsport, Bristol on Highway 126 right up from Still Creek Park, in Greenville on Justice Drive, Pounding Mill, Virginia on Short Street. We appreciate these folks very much being with us again. And in this case, it's our buddy Will Graybill from Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Orthotics, again, spinal bracing, wrist and ankle splints, knee sleeves, rehab bracing, getting back after an injury or surgery. You can do that again through Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Each orthotic device designed for your comfort, your mobility, and your safety in mind. And, of course, they'll add each different strokes to different folks. What would fit for me wouldn't fit for Horace, and what would fit for Horace wouldn't fit on Mrs. V. So it's an individual, obviously, sized up and designed for your comfort, your mobility, your safety in mind. So if you're in need of some of those type items, you can give them a call, again, at 1-800-524-4447. 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. And, again, that would be Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Again, if you need to brace it or replace it from head to toe, you know where to go at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics here in the Tri-Cities. Again, that number, 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. Well, what else going on in the world of sports? We have any other breaking news we have here on this Tuesday afternoon on April the 7th?
Well, we'll just have to look.
Yeah, we have, here's, we have Calipari saying there may be 5 to 7 jumping to the NBA off his team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we could lose 7 guys.
So, here's something.
Uh-huh.
The Tampa Bay Bucks are flying to Oregon to work out in Marietta.
Ah. Uh-oh.
Also, the Chicago,
famous Jameis.
And the Chicago Cubs are after Marietta. They made trade Cutler.
Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
Cubs or Bears? Cubs? The Bears? You said the Cubs.
Bears. Did I say the Cubs?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, the Bears, yeah.
No, I thought, this guy can play baseball, too.
No.
Jameis
the Bears
can.
are looking after, the Bears are looking at Marietta, too. So
okay.
They make trade Cutler.
Really?
Be a good move, if you ask me. That's a better fit than Tampa, if you ask me.
Think so?
Oh, yeah.
For Jameis?
No, for
Marietta.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. By the way, happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday to our buddy Charlie Morgan, head basketball coach at Dobbins Bennett, having a birthday today. 37 years old. So happy birthday. He ain't seen 37 in a long time, but we'll play along. And so happy birthday to our buddy Charlie Morgan, the head basketball coach for the guys at Kingsport, Dobbins Bennett. Let's see. We got a problem in Buccaneer land. Bucks having some more problems. Lawrence Tynes. Remember Lawrence Tynes? His NFL career has been ended, and he is suing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we'll tell you why. Former Buccaneer kicker Lawrence Tynes has sued the team, claiming that unsanitary conditions at the team's facility led him to contracting the MRSA disease, or MRSA infection. It's just an infection. Tynes claims the infection led to the end of his career, asking for $20 million in expected future earnings, according to a news release issued by Tynes' attorneys. Now, he was signed by the Bucs in 2013, never kicked for the team, as he was diagnosed with MRSA at the start of training camp. So, never got a chance to get going with it. So, does he have no pun intended, does he have a leg to stand on? How was that? Was that good?
That was real good.
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Hang on. Well, hang on. I
There you
got something for you too.
All right, you got that rim shot?
Yeah, I got to
hit
do
that bad boy. That was good. Yeah. So, no one cultured my toe at the facility. I left that facility on my own and found a doctor in town. Said, "Can you look at my toe? Because I think all the doctors at the Bucks are lying to me." Took my sock off. He looks at my toe without any scientific study or anything. He said, "You have MRSA." He said, "I'm at $1 billion company with the supposed best doctors in the world. Not one of them told me I had it. I know they knew I had it. They just didn't want me to have it." So, almost had his toe amputated because of the infection. Now, in all seriousness, this guy is a kicker. Obviously, you can't kick with toes that aren't right. He underwent 3 surgeries and had, a inserted central line above his heart for 6 weeks of antibiotic therapy. So, again, unable to play. He is now suing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for $20 million because he contracted MRSA at the training facility. Does he have an argument or not?
Well, he'd have to prove it. That's going to be awful tough. Did somebody else catch it too?
Yes.
That's going to be tough to really prove.
Guard Carl Nix also diagnosed with MRSA during the 2013 preseason. He has not played since, has parted ways with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, cornerback Jonathan Banks diagnosed with MRSA during that season, but did not miss any playing time. So you got 3 guys off that football team that contracted MRSA. So there's got to be something to it to have all 3. And again, Lawrence Tynes to the point where he can no longer compete. And his attorney, Matt Winshaw, says Tynes could have kicked another 7 or 8 years. He was 35 when he contracted MRSA. So, said he has been approached last year by a few teams that are interested in him, but he's unable to play anymore because of the pain in his toe. He said he's reminded of the infection every time he gets out of bed. His feet hit the ground, his toes and his feet hurt because of MRSA. So he's suing him for $20 million because he lost earnings because he can't play anymore. So
my toes and feet hurt when I get up every morning.
It ain't about
That's because
MRSA.
it's not for MRSA.
No, I can tell you. I can tell you about that right now. So, but anyway, not making light of this. It's a serious situation. But Lawrence Tynes, so what do you think? Does the guy have? Have any credibility to do this? Can the Bucks be held responsible for MRSA? There's 3 guys in the 2013 contracted the same infection at the training camp. Lawrence Tynes, Carl Nix, and who was the last one, the third one I told you? Let's see. It was Jonathan Banks, the cornerback.
They'll settle.
So
they'll settle.
Yeah. But do you give him $20 million?
No.
Okay.
No. He threw a number out there, but they'll settle. You watch.
Yeah. What would you, if you open up that checkbook for the Bucks, what would you pay?
I bet he'll get 7.
6 or 7 million?
Yeah.
And right away?
And just say, go away.
Okay. We'll see. Well, that's tough because.
Well, and that's if it goes. He's suing, okay? So some judge is going to have to rule in on it. You're going to have an arbitrator who's going to say, okay, let's get this is a civil suit, and it's going to take a long time. It's not going to rush through the courts either. So
it'd be bogged down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's why they'll settle.
Okay. So that's.
Bucks don't need any bad publicity. They're going after Winston.
Good grief. You're all over this
They're
guy.
going to get some anyways.
Yeah. You're just not sold on this guy.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. A former NFL player and associate have been charged with running a Ponzi scheme through companies created to provide loans to pro athletes. Again, William D. Allen and Susan Daub raised almost $32 million from investors back in 2012. They used that money from some investors to pay other investors while funneling millions of dollars of investor money to themselves. The hallmarks of a Ponzi scheme or Ponzi scheme, I've heard it pronounced both ways. Allen, a first-round draft pick back in 2001, had an 11-year career with the Giants, the Dolphins, and the New England Patriots. And the complaint did not list attorneys for Allen and Daub, so I don't think that'll end up good because they got him. Looks like dead to right. Of course, it's easy for me to say sitting here. I don't know all the facts, but it would look. The Securities and Exchange Commission said in a complaint filed, William D. Allen and Susan Daub raised almost $32 million from investors in 2012. Used about $7 million for personal expenses. I'm not sure I could spend $7 million. I know for personal expenses. So you're giggling at the screen. What are you looking at before we wrap this thing up?
Somebody on the Browns football team did an April Fool's joke. They released an image of the new look Browns, the new helmet. It's the same as the old one.
Same one. April Fools. There you go.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
That is
Sorry.
good stuff. All right, we're about to wind this thing down on this Tuesday. Again, thanks to our guest, Richard Isaac, with that stupid question I should have won. I could have went 5 for 5 with the quiz show tomorrow. Tomorrow will be like it'll be like taking candy from a baby tomorrow. I'm going 5 for 5.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Every time I say something, that phone lights up, and I'm gonna start calling you repeat because you talk the same stuff every week. That's good. That was a pretty good comeback. Also, Clark Powers and the new football coach at Tri-Cities Christian, Tom Williams. Also, Doug Fritz, our buddy from the Johnson City Press, stopped by and joined us by phone, talking about, again, softball and baseball in the region. And, of course, our very dear friend Drew Bedard at Bristol Motor Speedway, giving us the very latest. And you didn't say much about Goldberg. You a big fan of Goldberg?
That's been a few years ago since he wrestled. And
I know nothing about this guy.
He's a big dude. I remember he had
big old boy.
Oh yeah, he'd get in the corner and he'd spear you.
Really?
Oh yeah, put him down.
So he's coming to town. Former NFL football player, TV host, and automobile.
He left wrestling and went into acting and had some action adventure type movies.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And we'll MC Bristol's unique driver intros for the Food City 500 coming up a week from Sunday. So he's coming to town. Bill Goldberg, fan favorite. And, I saw a picture of him last night. He's a big old boy.
He's a big dude.
I don't know
still bald?
Yeah, still bald and still not much baby fat on the boy. Ripped and buffed.
No.
And how big? He's like 6'2", 6'3", bigger or bigger than that?
I'd say he's about 6'4", 6'5", maybe. He's stout.
We could take him. Tag team.
Go right ahead.
Coming off the turnbuckle. Horace in the air doing the flying Walinda.
No, the whale drop.
The whale drop. Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, wait a minute. Before we go, we got messages from Wyman of the Apester. I want to get these in before we go. Let's see, because they're always please get rid of Cutler, Wyman says. Apester says we're in. We're in for what? What are we in for? I don't remember what did I say?
Probably for the feast.
Oh, there you go, for the feast. There we go. We'll take them. That'll be good, wouldn't it? We'll just have a big happy feast there at the old barbecue joint.
Yep.
So we can get Gator, but we'll get the Apester and Tommy and my man Horace, and we'll have a big time because I won the bet. Woo! Although I will have to say, give me some taters. March Madness went 41 for 41. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Pretty good picking for a couple of old galoots. We're out of time. Thank you to Bristol Motor Speedway, American Import and Auto Repair, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Book Lovers Warehouse, Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance, Cherokee Barbershop, Mike's Medicine Mart, Bays Mountain Park, Wells Fargo Financial Network, and by Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Bracken Paving. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. And as we hit the music, I remind you to come back and join us tomorrow. As always, we'll tell you win or lose. Be a good sport tonight. Podcasting again on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher phone app, and YouTube. Did I get them all?
Yep.
There you go. So, hey, for Horace, it's Tom Taylor. Thank you for being with us. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thanks for being with us again on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.